Spoilers warning. This video covers content from the first 5 episodes of Violet Evergarden, with emphasis on episode 5. While episodes of Violet Evergarden tend to revolve around their own self-contained plot and characters, throughout each of them, Violet accumulates various experiences that help her understand emotions and express them herself for the first time. I find that episode 5 displays a big step in Violet's emotional development. Rather than by the orders of others, or by the responsibilities of her job as an auto-memories doll, Violet truly starts to make decisions based on her own personal feelings. Compared to prior episodes, this one is where Violet had the biggest role towards the episode's resolution. Prior to episode 5, we were showcased Violet's precise and accurate skills in the physical demands of being an auto-memories doll, such as her fast and accurate typing. This is contrasted with her lack of understanding of the emotional and mental demands of the job, where Violet cannot decipher feelings from words, nor people's emotions through their postures and body language.
Violet, your grades are excellent and your typing is very fast and accurate. However, what you have written on her behalf can hardly be called a letter.
You cannot call this a letter?
But each episode shows progression in some way of Violet's understanding of emotions. Overall, the resolution of character conflicts in these episodes went through with Violet's development in the background. Erica, Luculia, and Iris took initiatives that drove the resolution of their respective stories. But in episode 5, titled, "You Write Letters That Bring People Together?" Violet is the one that took the main initiative towards the episode's resolution, which gave us a special smile. In episode 5, we find ourselves in the kingdom of Drossel, where the princess, Charlotte, is to be married to Damien, the prince of the neighboring country of Flugel. Violet is tasked with writing love letters to Damien on Charlotte's behalf, to bring positive attention to the upcoming wedding. This is the first episode where Violet is on her own, without immediate support from her colleagues at the CH Postal Company. This is quite the significant task, as the letters will be publicly announced and exchanged between the two countries, seeking to unite them. While Violet is confident in her abilities, a few complications arise. Charlotte finds dissatisfaction in Violet's expressionless demeanor and manner, as Charlotte expects them to be similar to herself because the two of them are the same age.
Oh, then what good are you? What kind of life have you been living anyways? We can't even have a decent conversation. You know I'm actually more worried about your future than mine. And also, can't you change your facial expressions when you speak?
Violet doesn't even spare a smile in their dialogue, only physically forcing one when ordered to by Charlotte, much to Charlotte's surprise. This indicates how Violet still doesn't feel any emotion to where she can genuinely smile. Despite the initial rocky encounter, Violet writes the love letters with excellent care, impressing Charlotte as well as captivating the general public. This is a great demonstration of the effort that Violet's put into letter writing in the past few months.
Impressive. The two countries will be united soon. I'd say it's looking pretty good so far.
Even though the letter exchanges are well received, Charlotte shuts herself away in tears of frustration, and as Alberta looks to console her, Violet stands by silently. She observes more of the two's deeply rooted connection throughout their tense and emotional exchanges, where Charlotte's worry of losing Alberta is ignored by Alberta's intentional dismissal due to her position as Charlotte's maid. Charlotte's main frustration is due to how much the letter exchanges feel like a facade. Their letter exchanges consist of carefully woven generic romantical words. They're not saying their own feelings to each other. Charlotte's attitude towards facades was hinted at with her introduction. She introduced herself to Violet while lazily lying in bed, without a formal appearance, and questioned marriages without love.
Princess, your elegant speech is completely ruined by that appearance.
Charlotte doesn't want people to put up appearances or facades, much less in a marriage proposal. 4 years ago on her birthday, she had to experience the shallowness of suitors approaching her simply for marriage. But when Damien approached her as she cried, he spoke truthfully to her, and that made her really happy. It made her realize how valuable it is when people speak as their true selves. So while these love letters sound great, they're not necessarily Damien's true feelings. Charlotte wants to hear how Damien truly feels about marrying her. Upon hearing Charlotte's story and desire for sincerity, Violet seems to resonate with it.
All I want is to know how Damien truly feels about marrying me.
I want to know how he truly feels.
Violet appears to grasp the value of connection. There is empathy here, likely because Charlotte's desire to know Damien's true feelings is similar to Violet's own desire to know the meaning behind Gilbert's words. Ironically, Violet is able to find and understand Charlotte's true feelings because rather than listening to Charlotte as a doll, she listens as her true self. So she assures to Charlotte that her following actions will not be representative of the CH Postal Company. This is significant because it's the first time Violet has brought her own feelings into her job. In past episodes, she showed some self-initiative while being a doll primarily because she thought it was the appropriate task for the job, such as delivering her letter to Luculia's brother. But in this situation with Charlotte, Violet has made it personal. Violet, as her true self, takes initiative to stop Charlotte's tears. The next morning, Damien's brief and self-handwritten letter leads everyone into confusion. As Violet explains, she discussed with Damien's doll, Catalea, to have both Charlotte and Damien handwrite their letters to each other, believing this to help them better understand each other's feelings. These new exchanges are genuine, with both of them communicating their own concerns with the marriage and with each other. The episode even shows us how the general public has each individual expressing their own genuine reaction to the letters. It shows a contrast to the beginning, where everyone seemed to be entangled in the letters due to just the words, rather than the actual emotions. Violet continues to demonstrate more development because she doesn't just leave Charlotte to write by herself. She takes on a mentoring role, advising Charlotte throughout the letter exchanges, and especially when Charlotte feels uncertainty. Violet has been writing letters to understand feelings, and here she is now teaching someone else how to express their feelings by having them write instead. Through her personally driven actions, Violet drives the resolution of this episode. Charlotte and Damien meet in the garden under the moon, where they confirm their marriage because they both truly accept each other's genuine selves. Damien brings his letter of reply for Charlotte, and Charlotte accepts his proposal by reaching her hand out to his letter, symbolizing both of their sincerity. This is what Violet helped bring about. In her job, she writes letters that bring people together, but here, as just Violet, she helped Charlotte and Damien write their own true feelings for one another, bringing the two of them together. She didn't do this by just being a doll. She connected them by just being Violet. Episode 5 showcased payoffs from prior episodes and completed its own well-developed stories, such as the relationship between Alberta and Charlotte, which I found to be its own beautiful and emotionally well-written subplot. We saw significant progress with Violet being able to empathize with others and acting on her own free will. It's a fitting theme that she did so for the first time, because this episode revolved around people being their genuine selves. With Violet's departure from Drossel, she keeps a pair of white and red roses, a fitting memento of the connections she made from her time with Charlotte. While Charlotte wishes that Violet could have seen her in her wedding dress, we're reassured that Violet would have thought of it as nothing short of beautiful. As a contrast to her lack of emotions and forced smile in the beginning, we conclude the episode with Violet showing us emotions and her first ever genuine smile.